Oh, oh, oh. Good morning, Slop Nation. Good morning, Slop Nation, and welcome to Slop Chop. This is a new podcast hosted by myself, Harvey Mulvihill. It is about the happenings of the internet, and it is your one-stop shop for slop. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you guys for the well wishes and last week's episode about our dog that we had to murder. I appreciate it. That was very sweet. Good looking out. Means the world to me. I think that last week's episode was pretty fucking good. It's weird to say that of a thing that you've done without sounding just like an egotistical kind of maniacal asshole, but last week I put it together pretty well. So if you missed last week's episode, I encourage you to go check it out. I think there's two really solid segments. The Alex from Target and the fucking Reddit mod thing. Those are two really solid segments of the pod. So anyway, just enough of autofellatio. Yes, that's a term. Did you not know that? You dabble, right, in the sort of interesting, odd parts of pornography every time and again. And, I went through a phase when I was interested in observing people sucking their own dick. It's kind of it's just honestly mostly just I've always loved freaks. I've been fascinated by just the dredges of society for as long as I can remember. And it's just a fascinating thing to suck your own dick. Every man has tried at least once. You're usually like 14 when you try. But it's really, really, really far down there. Really, really, really far down there. And from what I understand, amongst those who have performed this action, it feels more like sucking a dick than getting your dick sucked. That's what I hear, at least. That's what I hear, at least. But it's so funny, hilarious, just a hilarious concept. Like, kind of just completely divorced from this. Maybe actually, come to think of it, this could all just be my origin story. But I use the term "sucking my own dick" a lot, just in my own day to day, as kind of just like an offhand throwaway. What were you doing the other afternoon? I was sucking my own dick, right? So, or just like replacing song lyrics with how much the guy wants to wrap his lips around his own, So I don't know what that is about me. I think actually that I know I can point to when it started, and it started in college. I had a roommate who was my ex co-host Zachary Eugene. He planted that in my head of just like replacing every song lyric with either explicitly gay or absurd, unhinged, ridiculous nonsense lyrics. And I have never, ever been able to stop doing it. I didn't do it before then. I used to sing songs that were in my head the way they were, the way our good Lord intended. But now I rip obscene language. I was about to say slurs. Can't say slurs. Slurs, but only the ones that I'm allowed to say. Okay. And it's just the most fun thing to do. Making my way downtown, sucking dicks, being gay as shit. That type of deal. Do you guys not do that? Do you guys not do that? Do you do that, sloppers? Can you please be on my side on this one? Please, 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 please. Tell me I'm not the only one that does that. Where the moment that I hear a thing, that's where my brain goes. I switch it to just the most explicit gay thing, And anyway, that's just a little bit about me. How do we get on this topic? What the fuck were we just talking about? Oh, right, autofellatio. So yeah, it is a thing. It is an act that some can perform, and that some will film themselves doing. It's not something that I venture into very often. The performance of the act is not something I fill my brain with too terribly often, but it is interesting, and it's not, I will never ever lie to you sloppers, except for when I do, and this is not one of those times. I have dabbled in the past of viewing of the thing, viewing and being entertained by it for a brief moment or two in my past. No one could ever accuse me of not opening up on this podcast. You know what I mean? And I guarantee that you all have some sort of ridiculous, shameful thing that you've Googled and had a little phase with. I fucking know it. I know it. Each one of you has it, and you're thinking about it right now. You're like, oh yeah, that. I didn't have the sucking your own dick thing, but I had the. Yeah. Insert your thing here. Leave a comment with your disgusting, filthy, objectively awful, shameful. Okay, here's the thing about shame. Shame is a corrosive, horrific emotion that will fester within you and just create like black misery, darkness, anger. Anger leads to hatred, and hatred leads to hate. What's the fucking thing?
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Sucking your own dick leads to the dark side. But the thing about shame, though, is that you can relieve 90% of that pressure, whatever the thing is. Literally, whatever the thing is. You can relieve 90% of the internal pressure just by telling one other human being. It's a bizarre. It reminds me of a pressure valve, and it's just like you pack it deep, and it's just part of you at this point. It's like it is trauma, I guess. And is shame trauma? No, similar though. Fuck it. Semantics, but it is a pretty fascinating thing that when you do just pull the trigger and relieve this you shit it out onto another person, and then they have some of it too, and suddenly it's not that hard of a thing to carry. So, you know what? I went through a watching videos of people sucking their own dicks phase, right? And I'm ashamed no longer. My pressure valve has been released because I've spoken it into the world. And now the world knows that about me. And I can never take it back. And the internet is forever. And I will never be employed by anyone ever again. Right? Right? Or is it possible, father, dad, you don't watch this show, but this is what he tells me. Or is it possible that no one has the fucking time to listen to your podcast? Literally no one cares. And I could say 9 N-words right in a row right now, and no one would ever find it or my employer would never find it. They're, it's possible. I mean, just to give you guys some background, I've been advised. Basically, my parents are blown away that I have this podcast and that I say wild shit and cuss into a microphone for all the world to hear. And also I've been advised basically that, and then also like my dad was like, and it's just shocking to me that your employer is cool with this, which they are. I've actually never had a conversation with HR or anything about it. But the other half of this sort of conundrum is that I've been advised by my employer to never speak of them on this show. And this is not that. Also, that advice was not an HR thing. We got like a on day one of training or something. They're like, hey, don't be like an arbiter. Don't be like a spokesperson. Don't be on the front lines of the press. We'll handle that. Okay. So maybe don't do that. But then a friend of mine who works at this location, this establishment, advised me to not do it and not say anything about it ever. And so all I get to do is like it's so much of my life that is revolving around this job of mine, and it's interesting and exciting, and there's so much that I could talk about, but there's so much that I've been advised not to talk about. I don't really know what I'm talking about right now. I'm just teasing you poor fuckers because I can't talk about it. So apologies for teasing you all. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling a little existential today, I guess, but that's not too terrible a thing to feel. You ever find people that that don't ever go there, don't ever get existential or contemplative about their place on the earth or what they're doing right now, if any of this is anything? You know those people? Those people who they just kind of stay in their lane. They bag groceries. They mow lawns. That's not fair. I don't know why I'm like blue collar thing was what picked up. It's mostly white collar fucking corporate people that are like this. Yeah, apologies to my blue collar brethren. Yeah, but I don't know. You fucking go about your day and you don't do shit and you don't think about anything and you just do. Actually, you do things. There's like two classes of human in my eyes. There's the contemplative among us, and the doers and the thinkers. Maybe. Is that fair? Definitely not. But I'm going to be using broad generalizations for this for the remainder of this segment. Yeah, maybe, doers and thinkers maybe, and this could also, you could easily spin this exact doers and thinkers. There's doers and there's thinkers, right? You could easily spin this the other direction where I am championing the thinkers and not the doers. But the doers are the ones who excel in life probably and do, they do things. So my analogy is strictly for like code of conduct and general interaction, or what you're bringing to the table in a conversation. There's people who are going to tell you about the things that they did today, right? Yeah, I went to the grocery store, and then I walked my dog, and then my fucking dog took a shit, and it was like a big shit, which was crazy. And then we went home, and then I texted you, and now I'm here, right? Or you have like the contemplative sort of thinking types who are like, what's the deal with this? I've been watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Fucking it's the Larry Davids of the world who are just like inquisitive. Like, what is any of this? Why do we do it this way? What is that? Who's this for? Perhaps the discontent with life among us. I would use the word curious though. I'm just curious about the things around me, and I'm fascinated when I find other thinkers. This sounds so pretentious and fucking lame, but anyway, other people like that who are down to ask questions about stuff and think about the big concepts, and they don't even have to be big concepts. They could be small, minute details. That's also interesting. Literally anything. You don't have to fucking jump into existential nihilism every time we fucking have a phone call. That can be exhausting, right? That doesn't lead pretty much anywhere. Yeah. We're nothing. We're specks of dust. Literally nothing matters. Everything you do in your entire life will be forgotten in another lifetime. One other lifetime after you, and literally everything that you've ever done is nothing. So, enjoy it. Fuck it. That doesn't really, it is true, but it doesn't lead you anywhere. So let's tackle the issues, the real issues of our time, sloppers. Like this formal apology from Kanye West. Have you guys heard about this? Kanye West, formerly known as Kanye West, currently known as Ye. I love calling him Ye. Just took out a full-ass page advertisement in the Wall Street Journal and wrote a long-ass apology to the Jews. Isn't that freaking wild? So probably what had happened was he got back on his medication, or he's like now out. I don't know how long a manic episode can last, but probably a long time. He definitely seemed pretty freaking manic there for a bit, quite a while, some would say. And he lost the support of his core audience, his core background, which is like the black community. You know, say what you will about Kanye, but like he is a black artist through and through who makes excellent black music. Pro-black? What the fuck am I trying to get at? I don't know. It sounds cringe coming from a white devil like myself. So I don't know, when you lose the support of your core people, or like the people that you came up with, or like I don't know, maybe that strikes a nerve and you finally do something different. The Hitler stuff does seem to be the thing that everyone like universally was like, no thank you, no thanks, I'm all set on that. We're reclaiming the swastika, okay? We're reclaiming it. It's a symbol of love now. We're like, I'm all right with that. I'm cool. I'm all set. I appreciate it. You are a genius and one of the greatest artists of all time. And it's difficult to be a fan of yours because of all the Nazi shit, right? So cut to this week, and he literally took out a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal with this long-ass apology. And we're going to read it, sloppers. We're going to read it bar for bar, word for word, which I'm assuming most of you have not. So we're going to read a little bit together now. We're going to learn. We're going to sit our white asses down and listen to a black man apologizing for his past actions. And you know what? I'm making light of the situation because it's silly, but it's also a big step in the right direction for my previous and potentially current, come to think of it, hard to find anyone else that fills the title, favorite artist of all time. I don't know who else could be on that fucking level. He's just a god. He's just the best. He's the best. Every time I go back and listen to one of his old albums, or new albums, or any album, pretty much minus two of them, I'm like, this. He's just the fucking. He's a goat. It's like it's what happens when I listen to Louis C.K. I'm laughing my ass off, but I'm also going like, there's no one does this. No one does this as good as this guy. So anyway, onward to name one genius that ain't crazy. Name one genius that don't jerk off in front of ladies. All right. To Those I've Hurt by Yee. Wall Street Journal full page advertisement. 25 years ago, I was in a car accident that broke my jaw and caused injury to the right frontal lobe of my brain. At the time, the focus was on visible damage, the fracture, the swelling, and the immediate physical trauma. The deeper injury, the one inside my skull, went unnoticed. Comprehensive scans were not done, neurological exams were limited, and the possibility of a frontal lobe injury was never raised. It wasn't properly diagnosed until 2023. The medical oversight caused serious damage to my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. Okay, I wasn't even aware of this. You know, I've always, you know, fucking Kanye's bipolar, obviously, but I didn't know it was a recent development. TBH, I didn't know that you could receive a bipolar diagnosis from a brain injury. I thought you were born with that shit. Interesting. All right, he continues. Bipolar disorder comes from its own defense system, denial. When you're manic, you don't think you're sick. You think everyone else is overreacting. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly than ever, when in reality, you're losing your grip entirely. That's the tough thing about BPD, right? Is that when you're feeling the best is when the whole rest of the world is the most concerned. And when you are on a depressive episode, everyone's like, man, he's like chill. He's like doing really well. And you feel like shit. You feel like you want to kill yourself, right? So it's a tough thing to be bipolar. Hey, maybe is that why it's called that? Is that why it's called that? Because it's like one and then the other. It's like, oh, okay. Once people label you as crazy, you feel as if you cannot contribute anything meaningful to the world. Sure. And there's a lot of things that you did to further that narrative. Perhaps, maybe we should just give them the benefit of the doubt. And like, God, I had so many interjections during our fucking Reddit mod video. But with this, I just kind of want to sit my white ass down and listen. All right, we're just going to keep reading. Because he might address what I was about to say. All right, once people label you as crazy, you feel as if you cannot contribute anything meaningful to the world. It's easy for people to joke and laugh it off when in fact it is a very serious, debilitating disease you can die from. According to the World Health Organization, Cambridge University, people with bipolar disorder have a life expectancy that is shortened by 10 to 15 years on average and a 2 to 3 times higher all-case mortality rate than the general population. This is on par with severe heart disease, type 1 diabetes, HIV, and cancer, all lethal and fatal if left untreated. This, to me, kind of reads like lawyery speak. Lawyery kind of fake. Or PR, crisis management statement, right? Doesn't it feel that way to you? Not quite fully genuinely Kanye. He should be, should be a lot more full caps and explanation points in this shit. He's talking about fucking the World Health Organization. Bruh. No one quotes the World Health Organization without a PR team sitting in the room with them. No one's quoting fact and spitting facts at you like this. I don't know if I buy it, Yee. I don't know if I buy this, brother. All right, the scariest thing about this disorder is how persuasive it is when it tells you you don't need help. It makes you blind, but convinced you have insight. You feel powerful, certain, and unstoppable. That tracks. I lost touch with reality. Things got worse the longer I ignored the problem. I said and did things I deeply regret. Some of the people I love the most, I treated the worst. You endured fear, confusion, humiliation, and the exhaustion of trying to have someone who was at times unrecognizable. Looking back, I became detached from my true self. I have a theory now. Just from the way this is written, my theory is that he's trying to get his kids back. And this is for legal benefit more so than the general public. It's just too well structured and corporate-y. I just don't know if I buy it coming like directly from him. You know what I mean? In that fractured state, I gravitated toward the most destructive symbol I could find, the swastika, and even sold t-shirts bearing it. Yep. One of the difficult aspects of having bipolar type 1 are the disconnected moments, many of which I still cannot recall. The I don't remember that defense. That led to poor judgment and reckless behavior that oftentimes feels like an out-of-body experience. I regret and am deeply mortified by my actions in this state, and am committed to accountability, treatment, and a meaningful change. It does not excuse what I did, though. I am not a Nazi or an anti-Semite. I love Jewish people. Okay. I think he just went too far the other direction. Not with the Jew Haiti stuff. With this particular block of text, I think you went too far into the lawyer speak. What you should have done was go halfway. Like, look at his Twitter. That's the way he actually thinks and acts and talks. And writes, most importantly. Right? And this is the way that a lawyer writes. Maybe this is toned back a little bit, but it's not enough. It's too formal. Yeah. But shouts out to him saying, I am not a Nazi or an anti-Semite. I love Jewish people. That's what's up. Good for you, buddy. I'm assuming this at the end will come with some sort of a, therefore, because of my crimes, I will be gladly donating all the proceeds that I made from the swastika shirt to the IDF, the Displacement of Palestinian Children Fund. Let's move on. To the black community, which held me down through all the highs and lows in the darkest of times. The black community is unquestionably the foundation of who I am. I am so sorry to have let you down. I love us. That's exactly what the fuck I was talking about, brah. Let's get that shit. Yeah, dude, that is you. That's like from whence you came, dude. It's just it's a weird move. It's a weird move. All right, maybe he was manic the whole time. All right, well then take drugs. Take fucking just mood stabilizers and quit with the Hitlery shit, bro. You're a goddamn genius. I wonder if it's possible, because he seems to be so against the drugs and like He can't hold me down. Is it possible that every single great Kanye album was made off of drugs and the shitty ones were made when he was medicated? Is that possible? No, because Vultures 2 came out very recently and he was fucking manic as shit. Good point. All right, when was the gospel era? Can we point to mood stabilizers for that abomination? There's one really good song on that album. There's one very, very good song on that album. I don't remember what the fuck it's called. But there's one. By the way, there's a song on that album. This is a total tangent and not relevant. There's a song on that album that has a beat that literally sounds like someone left their car door open. It's like he sampled, literally, he went outside with a microphone and like left the car door open and it was like ding, bing, 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 bing. He just held up a microphone to it and sampled that. It is the most grating, annoying beat outside of East by Earl Sweatshirt. Okay. So to the black community, which held me down, sorry to have let you down. I love us. Shouts out to that. Okay. In early 2025, I fell into a 4-month-long manic episode of psychotic, paranoid, and impulsive behavior that destroyed my life. As the situation became increasingly unsustainable, there were times I didn't want to be here anymore. Yeah, I buy that. I feel like the Hitlery stuff was before that, though. Right? 2025. When did the MAGA hat was before the Hitler stuff. Right. He's not apologizing for the Trump MAGA stuff, which was its own flavor of cringe. Oof. That was really when the crack started to show. It's when he put the red hat on. Yikes. But then he went all the way to Hitler. And the Hitler stuff he's saying he's walking back. The Trump stuff he is not. Remember when he ran for president? Oh God. You cannot surround yourself with yes men. You have to have people in your corner telling you that you suck ass and that you are not fit to be president of the United States. Reminds me of the eldest Roy brother in Succession. Just surrounds himself with people that are like, yep, let's do this. Sure, you can buy yourself into a presidency. Sure. Who needs experience, talent, riz, anything? Oh God, there's that video. That video of Kanye is burned into my fucking memory where he's on stage and he's screaming at this fucking crowd. Clearly, severely manic. Screaming at them. Everyone's just very, very concerned, and he's like weeping, crying. I'll see if I can find it and put a little bit here.
My dad wanted to abort me. My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy.
Oh boy. Again, tough guy to make your favorite artist. Tough guy to have as a favorite artist that you have to tell people about. I used to work at B&E Keith, which is the distributor for Budweiser. So we went store to store and dropped off pallets of beer we distributed their stuff. And my job was like to go, I would either hop in trucks with people and help them unload, or I would go and just go store to store on my route and make sure the shelves looked good. So I'd pull all of our products to the front, make it sexy, and just do that route over and over and over. One time I was in a cab with a driver, good old boy, picture a truck driver. Okay, that's the guy who I was driving when I was there. And he's like listening to some country with a dip in or something. Well, bear boy, now who'd be if you had to choose your favorite artist of all time? And I was like, Kanye West. still to this day, I remember this cringe. I didn't say it that confidently. I was like, I don't know, probably the Kanye West. He was like, Kanye West, the Blacken. Doesn't he wear his pants down low? And he hang out with a bunch of hoodlums? He didn't say anything like that, but what he did say was, Kanye West, question mark? Are you fucking kidding me? He's like, God. And he like shook his head and like looked down. And I forgot to mention, this is like a superior of mine that I was trying to appease. And I remember feeling like such a fucking idiot. Like I could have just said George Strait or some shit. Or Garth Brooks. Oh man, Garth. That's my boy. Oh man, I love that boy. Right? I should have said something like fucking anything. But I said Kanye. Because he's my guy. He's my guy, dude. And I'm not gonna lie. I should have lied. 100% should have lied. It actually, that's one of those memories that still haunts me. It's fucking nothing, and he doesn't remember it. He doesn't remember me at all. But that memory is like the thing that pierces my brain of like, why the fuck did I say Kanye West? I could have said anyone else. But dude, okay, so then to my point earlier, Kanye's been causing this strife within his fans for longer than even the fucking Trump stuff. Matter of fact, this guy would have appreciated Kanye more had this been whatever it was 4 years ago. 8 years ago? I don't remember when the Trump stuff happened. Probably when he ran the first time. I don't have any of these dates in my mind in order. I don't have anything in my mind in order. Anyway, yeah, dude. So this guy would have loved fucking current Kanye. He probably does. He's probably listening to Yeezus right now. Oh boy! I love this one. This one here is one of the good ones. He should pull his pants up. He should pull his pants up. But you know what? The boy's got some good ideas. He got that red hat on. He got that swastika on his chest. He's sort of a self-hating Blacken. That's the kinds I like. Yeah, this dude would have loved current Kanye. Dude, I could return to Benny Keith and be a king at this point. Do you remember that conversation, sir, that we had 15 years ago? Very innocuous conversation that haunts me that you forgot about 1 second after it happened. Do you remember that? Well, what do you think about now? For years, it's haunted me that I've said that. I said Kanye West is my favorite artist of all time to you because you were like a Bubba and you didn't get, like, of course, I didn't read the room. I could have fucking, like, 100 times now in my current life, I would have been like, yeah, I don't know. I like a bunch of stuff, but who's your favorite artist? Right? Just flip it back on them. No, but I didn't have the toolkit. I was young and stupid. But look at me now. Look at me now. I have returned from whence I came as a king, walking to the barren fucking warehouse halls of Benny Keith Distributors. Yes, and you, sir, you. I don't remember your name. I remember your shape and your demeanor. And that you were white. Those are the three things that I remember about you. Could not pick you out of a lineup. But, are you a fan of Kanye now? Do you like his recent work? Let's move back on to this apology. Having bipolar disorder is notable state of constant mental illness. When you go into a manic episode, you are ill at that point. When you are not in an episode, you are completely normal. And that's when the wreckage of the illness hits you hardest. Hitting rock bottom a few months ago, my wife encouraged me to finally get help. This is new wife, by the way. Him and Kim Kardashian have been divorced for quite some time. I have found comfort in... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. My fucking eyes just popped out of my head. Oh, wow. How perfect for this show. I have found comfort in Reddit forums of all places. Different people speak of being in manic or depressive episodes of a similar nature. I read their stories and realized that I was not alone. It's not just me who ruins their entire life once a year despite taking meds every day and being told by these so-called best doctors in the world that I am not bipolar, but merely experiencing symptoms of autism. Okay, interesting. So he does take the meds. All right, fair enough. I would have figured that you weren't taking them because of the fucking Are you sure you're taking meds every day? Are you certain about that? I don't know. All right, get on better meds, I guess. So-called best doctors in the world are saying that you're not bipolar, just autistic. I definitely could buy the autism diagnosis 1000%, but I don't think that autism causes this level of these Kanye crash outs are textbook manic episodes. I also don't know that I buy him here. I don't know that I believe him entirely when he's saying that he's going to the best doctors in the world have told him this thing. Maybe they tried a bunch of different drugs because the drugs he's are taking aren't working? I don't know. All right, well, he's just autistic, which makes him he's fucking right at home on reddit.com. And by the way, credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. Just speaking anything but vehement hatred for Reddit kind of genuinely makes me uncomfortable. It's like I have to fight past like a fucking inner urge. It's kind of vomity a little bit. So I'm really going out on a limb here when I say there's some good forums, there's some good subreddits. Obviously, I wouldn't have spent so long on the website as I did without that. And you can find useful information there when you're searching for things like this. Hey, here's an experience I'm having. Apparently Google, by the way, a couple years ago, the reason that when you search everything now, you just get Reddit, because Google's fucking useless. I guess it's useful for that. That's the only thing it's useful for. No. It's useful for also spelling words. It has a better spell check still than Apple does. So shouts out to Google for that. And then also it's good for finding where the movies are to stream. BlackBerry stream. Super bad stream. Yeah. Okay, so it's good for 3 things. But yeah, they spent a lot of money to buy all the Reddit API, I believe it's called, or data, essentially. They bought all the Reddit data, and now they just can shit it to the top of their page because it's the most useful stuff. Because it's actual humans, and it's not a goddamn mother freaking robot telling you the thing. I also just trust it somehow more than like those Quora responses are often dog shit. The Reddit responses, I think because people are driven by updates and they want their 15 seconds of they want also to be niche internet micro celebrities. So it's also maybe just because they're good people and I'm selling them short. But certainly that's not true. No. Certainly that's not true. No. No. Reddit's still a cesspool. But I'm glad Kanye found some solace. Some Reddit solace. God love you. I'm never saying God love you to fucking Reddit. Never mind. All right. So Kanye's autistic, and that's the reason he's racist. Interesting. All right, back to this. My words as a leader in my community have global impact and influence. That's very true. In my mania, I lost complete sight of that. As I found my new baseline and new center through the effective regimen of medication, therapy, exercise, and clean living, I have newfound, much-needed clarity. I am pouring my energy into positive, meaningful art, music, clothing, design, and other new ideas to help the world. Those are the 3 things that you've already been doing, for the record. music, clothing, and design. Those are the three things that you have been doing for years. Oh, I don't know. Fuck it. Whatever. What? Anything else? I'm not asking for sympathy or a free pass, though I aspire to earn your forgiveness. I write today simply to ask for your patience and understanding as I find my way home. With love, Ye. Okay. Yeah, you know what, dude? I'm happy. I'm happy that he did this. I'm happy that he and his crack team of lawyers and crisis managers decided to put this out in the world. I think it's a good look. Will he stay on the beam and actually remain a human and not an insane fucking amoeba or like a volatile chemical where you just never know. You never know. One day it's fine. The next day it's a problem. By the way, this chemical is like astonishingly good at cleaning hats. And like it's the best hat cleaner that we've ever seen. And like consistently, decade after decade, it consistently kind of reinvents its formula and cleans hats in like a new and interesting way that we never had seen before. It's versatile. It has like incredible range. It makes its own beats. There's always a moment in my analogies when it falls apart. No. Okay, it makes its own. It makes its own. The fuck was that? Dude, I just heard fucking 5 mysterious beeps come from somewhere in my house. I've never heard those beeps before or since. It was 5 and then none. And I'm pretty sure there's a guy in my house right now that is stealing my things, and his beeper went off. His beeper went off when he was trying to steal my shit, and he got through my dogs because he has treats or something. But anyway, I'm fucked. It's over for me. It's over for me, but it might not be over for Kanye West. God love you, Kanye. You're the best hat cleaner in town. And I, genuinely, just do yourself a favor and go back and listen to like late registration. That's what I did recently. And I was just blown away. Like every single song is an unbelievable classic hit, incredible production, fascinating, layered. He's just the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. So I wish him nothing but the best. Truly, in my heart of hearts, I want Kanye to keep releasing good music. Hey, is that why they called their company that? That's another whole can of worms, kind of fascinating arc. The whole good music arc. And Pusha T was the president for a minute, but Kanye ruled with an iron fist and never allowed anyone to release any music or something. He did that one collab album that had some bangers on it. Cruel Summer. Remember that? This is like peak high school shit for me. Man. So many eras of Kanye. And the recent ones have been really shitty. Really shitty compared to the other ones. There were some incredible, really astonishingly fascinating, again, art. Like, remember the year when he released 4 8-song albums with different artists? And they were all great, including Kids See Ghosts, which is fucking like a masterpiece. Wild. So he's got the riz, he's got the sauce, bruh. More sauce than any other artist, perhaps. And he's just also a sociopath. He just also has a serious medical condition that causes long, brutal manic episodes, and you never know what you're gonna get, and that mania leads to presumably a horrific personal life situation, and more importantly, bad music. His recent music has been god awful, bro. God awful. So yeah, I wish him nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. I hope that he pulls himself out of this rut and he gets back on. He fires the fucking yes men around him, which is that you can't do. It's never gonna happen. But I don't know. Maybe collab with some people who are on your level or close to it. Call up Jay-Z again. It's been a minute since we've spoken. We have our differences. I said your wife was the devil or something. I don't remember what actually happened there. But hey, my bad. For the 100th time, my bad on that one. Can we be friends again? That'd be cool to do, like a Watch the Throne reunion. Never gonna happen. All right, I'm rambling now. I've been rambling this whole time, in fact. As a matter of fact, it's a fucking podcast where I'm talking about Kanye West. He's a rambler and I'm a rambler. Let's move on to another delightful piece of slop here. Which, by the way, I'm gonna save some fucking time at the end of this podcast because, dude, during these snow days, I've been watching some god dang cinema. Incredible movies. Back to back. Just really great movies. So we're going to leave some time at the end for that. We need to talk about Clint Stevens. He's back. My beloved Clint Stevens is back. The only streamer who is can take 9 months off every 10 months. Wait, what's a better way to say that? It's more like he comes in and streams for 3 days and then leaves for a fucking full term of a child, and then he comes back and he just is right back where he was because he's so beloved. Everyone loves Clint Stevens, and he's the only guy that gets away with it. It's kind of his brand at this point, is to disappear for so long and you never know. It's like an abusive relationship or something. For the record, just to get ahead of this, I do not watch Twitch streams ever. I'm not a Twitch guy. I'm a YouTube guy. I like it when you edit your shit and you put it in a much more consumable form for me. I don't ever watch Twitch. I find it I'm trying to put words into why I don't like a stream. It's like intimate, and also somehow like sad. It feels weird and gross. I don't know, it's my own bias, I guess, but it feels weird and gross to watch streams for me personally. And also it's fucking boring. Because there's so much downtime. There's so much of just talking to chat. There's so much bullshit. So cut that shit up. Put it on YouTube. Put some effort into it. I'm there. So Clint Stevens has a YouTube editor. And that's how I know he's back. Because he dropped a YouTube video. And he's just like, yeah, a fascinating anomaly in the streaming world. Everyone tells you that consistency is the most important thing. And that if you drop off for if you take a week off, like you're going to fight to get back the viewership that you are leaving. You take a week, you're consistently getting like 6,000 concurrent viewers a stream, which is big. That's like real numbers. You take a week off, you come back, you're hitting 3,500. And it's going to take you 6 months to get back to 6,000. It's so weird that way, where if you let your finger off of it for a second, it's like, it's over, dude. It's just the name of the game. And Clint Stevens is the only one. He's the only one. I've never heard of another guy that has this ability to simply fuck off for months with no return date and no explanation, really. When he gets back, he's like, yeah, I was tired. I didn't feel like it. It's so funny. This most recent one, he moved, I don't know, from somewhere to somewhere, and presumably to California to collaborate. I don't know, or he was out in the middle of fucking nowhere before. He doesn't need to be anywhere. Again, he's an anomaly. So what does it take, you think, to be Clint Stevens? You have to be really likable. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The classic Twitch trifecta. You have to be a god tier gamer, extremely personable, or very good looking. I think he kind of has all three. That might be his secret. He's a fucking cutie patootie. He was like a legitimate speedrunner for SM64 for a long time. And he's personable as fuck. He's like a very he's a good streamer. He's entertaining. So he checks all three boxes. So that's why you're successful. But that does not explain why you can fuck off for 9 months and then come back and maybe just because there's very few people that check all three boxes. Also, to be fair, the third box or the second box, whatever I said, the God tier gamer thing, he doesn't play SM64 anymore, and he is moderately good at the Nintendo games that he does play now. He's usually playing like Mario Kart with other streamers and his chat. So, yeah, so maybe he's only checking 2 of the 3 boxes, which is, by the way, the 2 boxes, that is the base requirement. You have to check 2 of those boxes to be a streamer, to have a career as a streamer, from what I understand. The old adage, check 2 of the 3 boxes. Yeah, but there's got to be a handful of people that check all 3. I never thought of it, but I think Clint might be one of them, or at least he started that way. All right, this is the secret to Clint Stevens' success. And the reason he can be such an anomaly online is that he started with the trifecta. He got his foothold into speedrunning, Super Mario 64 specifically, and then he developed a rabid fandom because he has all 3 boxes checked. Dude, isn't his like thing the Triforce? Isn't his like go-to, isn't his symbol the Triforce? That would be so perfect because he has the trifecta. A wonderful coincidence, or perhaps a well-executed plan. No, there's no way. That would be pretty sick. He's like, yeah, I chose the Triforce as my PFP because I feel like I'm kind of like pretty cute, and I'm like a pretty good gamer, and also I'm personable, so I have all 3 of the things, and that's what everyone says you got to choose 2, and therefore I got all 3, and that's why my thing is that triangle. No, but anyway, so that's the secret, is that he developed a rabid fan base, presumably by streaming all the time back in the day, and then those people are just like, because he was all 3, and there's no one else, maybe like one other human. I can't think of another person that is all 3. So then he broke off, he stopped playing 64 and started playing other stuff, and his fans just immediately jumped to whatever he's playing, which is the actual dream for any streamer. Especially when you're a streamer that starts in a game, it is so difficult to move from that game to another game, or move from that game to a variety thing, because people are there for the game. I feel that way. I used to watch a bunch of Hearthstone streamers on YouTube, for the record. Never watch streams. And then they'll move to something else, and I'm like, yeah, I like you well enough, but I don't give a fuck about this. Sorry. So I'm there for the game, and there's like a million people that are locked into playing Hearthstone or League of Legends or whatever the thing is, because they are trapped. They can't. Every time they leave, their viewership tanks. And sometimes you have to just accept that, and like, because for your own mental health, you have to be content with making less money, but that's got to be brutal. But then you have the anomalies, the fucking amoeba, or I don't know, the unicorns, like Clint Stevens. A unicorn is also kind of triangle-y when you think about it. The horn on a unicorn, I mean. So anyway, you have those people who make the transition to playing other games, and people just follow them fervently because they love Clint Stevens. Clint Stevens is there. They're not there because he's playing Mario Kart. They could give a fuck. He could be playing Minesweeper, or he could be in the just chatting category. He could be literally anywhere. He will be a hit. It's also like an event. He's made it like it's part of his brand that he leaves and comes back. So every time he comes back, it's like, holy shit, Clonk, Stevens is back. you know. But yeah, what a fascinating guy, and very cool sort of trajectory, sort of arc. Again, the only streamer I know that can get away with this, and it's possible it's because he's got the trifecta. Shouts out to Clint Stevens. God love ya. Okay, Darren Aronofsky. We're going to transition into movie talk here. Darren Aronofsky, director who I like. I wouldn't say I love him, but he's one of the guys that when he comes out with a movie, I'm going to go see it, no matter what the thing is. His most recent outing was Caught Stealing, which is one of my favorite movies of last year. And before that, it was The Whale, which was not one of my favorite movies of the year, but it was at least very interesting and very memeable and hilarious. And there's some good stuff in there. But anyway, yep, he's a fascinating guy. He's been extensively mocked this week because he's created an entire show, a U.S. historical show with generative AI. It is called On This Day ... 1776. And it is fully AI generated. And let me tell you, it looks like shit. It looks so bad. It really does make me think, like, it's just not there yet. It's not there all the way. Every character looks like fucking Grand Moff Tarkin from Rogue One, where it's just off. Or who's the Beowulf, you know, like those where they're like live action models with CG slapped on top of, and your brain just goes, I don't know, I just don't, I don't like it, I don't buy it, I don't care for it. That's what my brain goes when I see this. And you know, maybe it will be there one day. I just saw this week the Google DeepMind, what is it? I forgot what the fuck it's called, but you can create video games with prompts now, and it's like playable and it looks really good, and that stuff is just mind-boggling to me. But this is just not, it's just not there. It's not there. And not to mention it's gross and just completely uninteresting. Utterly uninteresting. Who the fuck wants this? This seems like it simply just is like a flex, or like a, hey, we're the first ones to do this, you know? So odd thing. It's weird that Aronofsky saw this and said, yep, I'm signing up for this shit. It's weird that he created this, or at least put his fucking name on it. There's got to be a first one. There's got to be a first nationally televised program generated completely by AI. And this is it, to the best of my knowledge. And it's like, yeah. I actually think it's just going straight to YouTube. It could not even be on television. On This Day, 1776. Yep. Okay, so it's going straight to YouTube. Okay, fair enough. So it's not even yeah, I figured it was like a full 22-minute sort of, or 44-minute television program, but that is not the case. It's like a YouTube series. All right, so this whole thing got overblown. It's not that big of a deal. This is fine. This is just like any other AI slop on YouTube, and believe me, there's plenty of it. I gotta stop using the term slop when I'm talking about AI, because that's what everyone does, and to me, slop is so much more universal than that. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it was still weird for Aronofsky to see anything in this, you know? But God love you, I guess. I really love Caught Stealing. I don't think Austin Butler's hot, though. I don't know. He's like he's like too good looking to where it doesn't do it for me. He's like very pretty. He's like a Ken doll or something. But I'm not I'm not jerking my shit to Austin Butler. Are you guys whacking your shit to Austin Butler? Let me know in the comments. Are you guys whacking your shit to Austin Butler sucking his own dick? Well, sloppers, fuck this. It's not even a real story, goddammit. I thought it was a real television show, but it's a YouTube series. I was lied to by my shoddy research. My shoddy research has once again proved to be an issue. Fuck you. All right, let's talk about movies, bro. I've been watching some gosh dang cinema recently. I would like to start this with yesterday's watch, which was Flow 2022, I believe. It's 2020. No, it's fucking 2024. Of course it was 2024 because this won the animated Oscar last year. I remember picking it because I heard this movie was cool and I hadn't seen it at the time. I just saw it this week. It's fucking beyond cool. It is awesome. It is a animated movie about a cat and a flood. You're following around a cat and the place that he calls home the water just starts rising. And he's got to get the fuck out. And he's like, it's this like very harrowing, super intense, anxiety-inducing, beautiful, astonishingly animated journey where he like falls. There's a bunch of other animals that he runs into, and they sort of form like a clan, and it's just fucking awesome. I love it. It's an independent project. Comical amount of, you start the movie, there is, I'm no exaggeration, I think 15 production companies that all threw a couple dollars into the hat to get this thing made. It is comical how many there are. And it's typically, I mean, honestly, for years now, I've thought that that's like a terrible sign. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like, that's just what it takes to get independent movies made sometimes, especially animated feature length, Oscar winning, incredible pieces of art like this. It's going to take a lot. He's going to have to go like knock on a lot of doors to get this shit made. Fair enough. You know, I'm going to reserve judgment for in the future. And, I wanted to like go back and count. I forgot to do that, but like I said, I bought the 4K Criterion for this film, and I played a couple minutes with the commentary, and this is the first thing out of his mouth. He's like, "It's fun to watch this in a theater." This is the director, on the commentary track. He's like, "It's kind of fun to watch this in a theater because, this sometimes gets a laugh, like the endless chain, the endless line of production companies." He's like. He's like, I actually had to fight to get it this short. He's like, usually there's you have to combine, you know how like you get the company logos, and then after that it says a so and so production with help funding by so and so and so a such and such film, right? He was like, I don't want none of that shit, and he had to fight for it. Good, because it's like it's 3 minutes of uninterrupted production logos at the beginning. But please do not let this deter you from seeking out this film and checking it out. It is astonishingly good. It gets way more surreal and esoteric than I expected it to. It's fucking beautiful. It's so heartwarming. It's a movie that anyone could love. It's harrowing, like I said. It's fucking intense. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's zero dialogue. There's not a word spoken in the whole film. It's just animals being animals and driving boats. That's the one leap of logic that you have to come over. They act like animals. They're like, actually, this is a Letterboxd review that I read, which is the person was like, I appreciated that the animals were like only 25% or so anamorphized. What's that term? I'm not a furry. I need help with that term. Anamorphization, meaning like acting like humans. They're like 25% human, but they're 75% animal. It's like they do like a couple things that you wouldn't see an animal do, but most of it, again, 3 times out of 4, they're just being animals. It's great. I've never seen this mix before. It's a fascinating line to draw where like there's a couple things they do that's just kind of beautiful and human, but most of it's just them being animals. The shit rips me, dude. I loved it. Perhaps my favorite movie I've seen this year. Perhaps. 4 stars out of 5. Dude, again, I've watched like 4 movies in the past 4 days that I've given 4 stars to. Yeah, we will talk about them. God damn, I've watched so much good shit recently. Okay. All right, shouts out to Flo. I love you. Love it. Another shout out to a movie called Birds of Passage 2018. So this is like indigenous traditional family gets involved in the trading of weed, drugs, and then they have this like just overwhelming sort of wealth that comes from this venture, but it squashes their way of life and potentially ends in a horrible disaster. That's your premise. And mostly what's fascinating about this movie is the like how authentic the indigenous stuff is. There's just so much time given to living in this world, seeing how like these people's way of life. It's fucking fascinating. And also like just how a couple of like they had this awesome thing. They call it the word. So they have like these shaman people, it's men and women, who are like promoted to basically spiritual advisors and messengers. And like they communicate with each other, like the powerful families, tribe to tribe. This is modern day, by the way. This is like, or maybe like, no, this is like 70s to current day. But they have like to communicate with each other, they'll send the word, meaning a messenger, but you can only be a messenger if you're like goated. if you're swag too tough, if you're fucking like everyone respects you, you know, you're like elevated to this level. So when these people called the word, each like major family has one, or they use, maybe they trade between families. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but like they speak for the family in the best interest of the family, and they are extremely well respected. So that's it's just like a fascinating thing. Yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff that's just fascinating, really, really interesting. They have they treat dreams really seriously. They have like these spiritual defenders, like the matriarch of this family that gets involved in the drug trade. Yeah, she has this talisman, she has like this thing that she carries on her person at all times that is protecting their family. And like when shit goes sideways, the other elders of the village, it's also unclear how much land mass is going on. I think it's like a big area, but the other tribes people come when shit goes down, and they're like, yeah, whatever, we'll support you in this endeavor, but you got to give up your protection. You got to give up your shit. Hand it over. And she's like shaking. She's like, what the fuck? Oh, it's so cool. So yeah, dude, shouts out to this movie. Fascinating culture that I did not know anything about. 2018, Birds of Passage. Check it out. All right, another 4-star banger, dude. Again, these are all 4-star bangers. Dude. Guess what? I watched a fucking Tim and Eric product that I loved. For my entire life, I have appreciated Tim and Eric and thought like it's that level. It's similar to alt comedy, as I'm fond of saying, which is like, I see what you did there. That's funny. I'm saying words. I'm not laughing. You know what I mean? I'm like appreciative. I'm like, it's like I'm like, oh, that's really smart. Well done. Nice. But that's not laughing, right? But a couple days ago, I decided to watch Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie. Bro. So fucking funny. I was dying. It's absolutely hysterical. It's also like this is kind of a genre that they helped create, the totally absurdist comedy where really nothing matters and there is a logic to it. Actually, my point was that sometimes these super absurdist comedies can get too unhinged to where you're just kind of like, all right. I felt that way about the most recent Naked Gun, the Naked Gun remake. Did not care for that at all. But that movie just felt exhausting to me for some reason. But like, it is in a similar vein to this one, Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie from 2012. But this rips. It's so varied in the bits they do, the jokes they try. It's also like you will never predict where the joke is going. It is actually impossible to predict where anything is going in this movie. It is absolutely hilarious. I love it. I want to watch it again right now. And I have a newfound respect for Tim and Eric. Again, it was not respect that I was lacking. It was like a just internal sort of in my bone marrow actually giving a shit about them. I'm like, I gotta go watch their show now because I love this. And generally, when their show has come on or I've seen clips, I go, "That's good, I get it." But I'm not laughing. But this made me laugh really hard. So, shouts out to this movie, 4 stars, excellent fucking banger. I rewatched The Matrix, man. Rewatched The Matrix with my family, and this was actually a demotion. I've had this in my 5 stars greatest movies of all time bucket for forever. And it was I love it. It's still incredible. But there's some dumb shit. And it's not quite as, I don't know, it's pretty tight. I don't know what my problem is. Maybe I'm just an asshole. I don't know. It didn't hit me on like the level of like this is the best thing I've ever seen this time around. It's still The Matrix, dude. It's still fucking incredible. It's still incredible, and 4 stars is still an excellent rating, my friend. It just got demoted from my 5-star best of all time list. It's still great. All these movies are great that I'm going to talk about today. Except for, yeah. I'll tell you if the ratings ever decrease below 4. I really, really hated that, the 4th one. The Matrix regurgitation. What the fuck is it called? Lana Wachowski directed. Resurrections. Oof. Ooh. Hated this movie. People like it. People think it's really incredible and like a meta sort of genius stroke. I could not disagree more. I think it sucks. Yeah, anyway. Shout out to The Matrix, and also give Bound a shot if you haven't yet. Their previous movie before The Matrix, which you can see the pieces there. They have the same composer. It's the same, like, it's similar sounding, similar looking. They have like similar shot choices. The shot choices and cinematography in the first Matrix movie and Bound, for the record, are it's astonishing. Like, it's just iconic shot after iconic shot after iconic shot. It's crazy, man. The reflection of the red and blue pill in the glasses is still just the coolest. There's a million reflection shots, and there's only one where you can see the camera, but which is everyone knows the door handle. You can see the camera, and they decided not to edit it out or not to worry about it because it's like less than a second shot. And they're like, no one's gonna fucking notice. But now everyone has Blu-rays and 4K streaming, and they can pause. So anyway, shout out to the Matrix. You're awesome. We love you. Dude, I watched the motherfucking Bone Temple. 28 years later, 4 stars. I loved it. I did not care for the first one much at all. I thought it was really interesting. The first one, 28 years, I mean. Have I talked about this movie on this podcast before? I don't remember. That movie, I don't know. But the first 28 years is super wacky. It's a big swing, and I appreciated it, much like alt comedy or Tim and Eric before this last movie, blah, blah, blah. I appreciated 28 years later. I was like, damn, you know what? No one can accuse you of doing the same old shit, because this is the furthest thing from the first movie. It is so wacky, strange tone, bizarre presentation, and it's you know, Danny Boyle is not one to sit on his laurels or whatever the term is. He's gonna switch it up, right? So he did, and he switched it too far for my liking personally. But this one is normie pilled, normieified. This one's just a horror movie, and it's great. Honestly, it's more of like a thriller. There's like one really horrific scene, but generally it's just kind of a fucking banger. I would like to, you know, I always wonder if I could show this to my parents. I was like, I could definitely show this to my mom. She just have to close her eyes during that one torture scene. But yeah, I love this. Loved it. Was thrilled all the way through. Never bored. Having a great time with it. Banger. Fucking love it. All right. These last two I watched back to back. I watched them in the wrong order. And these are both 3 stars for the record, but still worth your time. I watched Bottle Rocket, Wes Anderson's first feature film, 1996, written and co-starring the Owen brothers, Luke and Owen, the Wilson brothers. Luke and Owen Wilson. And this is like all of their screen debuts. They kill it. Luke Wilson is the hottest person I've ever seen in this movie. Crazy. But the movie's like a really great, it's good. It's Wes Anderson finding his footing. It's like one of the more impressive feature debuts I've seen, where there's like just, it's beautifully shot. It's clearly shot on film. It's got like there's like a bunch of different locations. It's just impressive all like through and through. It's well written. It's heartfelt. It's funny. It's just great, you know, or it's good. You should check it out. It's Bottle Rocket. If you're trying to complete your Wes Anderson filmography, you got to watch this. And I'm trying to complete my Wes Anderson filmography because I just bought a motherfucking box set of all of his films on 4K. Thank you to the Criterion Collection. And for my new job for allowing me some disposable income. I spent $250 on this puppy. And it was half off. So it's usually $500. So shout out to Bottle Rocket. It's good. So I watched Bottle Rocket. And then I followed it up with When Evil Lurks 2023. This is a motherfucker of a horror movie. Yeah, super fucking gnarly. If you like movies that treat you like an adult and are not wearing kid gloves when they approach their subject matter and are willing to do fucking horrific, insane shit that catches you off guard, check out When Evil Lurks. It's a banger. It's also really fascinating Spanish folklore film where the opening of the movie is these two guys happen upon a rotten which is like, it's like when evil is captured in a body, it like rots it and like it like inflates it with like pus, and he looks like the baby from Spirited Away, but bleeding and pus filled and and horrific and disgusting, right? That's just to give you a visual reference. So they come across this guy who looks like that, and you can't just kill him because that will unleash the evil upon the world around you. You have to have like a priest who is trained in this. You have to call them in, and they know exactly how to take care of it. But they come in. The reason they find this guy is because they find the first thing they happen upon is a priest who has been cut in half. So they come, they were like walking around on their land, and they see a guy who's cut in half, and they go to the nearest house, and they find the rotten. So anyway, awesome movie, super super gnarly, and I highly recommend it. 3 stars, but it's a high 3, and I enjoyed it. This is my second time watching it, and I enjoyed it more this time, and I bet you I'll enjoy it even more the next time. So shout out to that. But it's pretty fucked up, and I should have followed that by watching Bottle Rocket, but I did them in reverse. I did them the other way. But oh well, it's fine. I'm a big boy. I can have a little spooky evening and then go to bed just fine. It's yeah, but anyway, lots of great cinema this week, sloppers, and lots of gratitude for you for listening and giving a shit about this. And you know, it's gonna be a while before this is anything, right? Before this podcast is anything, and I'm okay with that, man. I'm okay with just doing it every week because it's forcing me to be creative. It's forcing me to flex this muscle. I'm getting better at it, and it will eventually be a thing. It will. You have my guarantee. Eventually this will be a thing. But for now, you're on the ground floor, baby. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for listening. God love you truly. And we will see you in 7 days' time. Goodbye.